Hi, I'm Rupert Verco, CEO of Cobra Resources. Welcome to a Woodner project update. Today, I'm going to talk to the results that we've released on the back of our Aircore drilling that was completed in June. Today, we've released 29 of 91 holes, and these holes are from drilling done at Clarke, where we've tested the northern strike extent of previously defined gold, and we're expanding our rare earths footprint. Just when you have a moment, please be aware of our disclaimer and please read it at your own leisure. Let's just recap on the work that we have done over the last 6 months in terms of reanalyses of historic drill holes. And through that work, what we have done is we've built on our discovery of clay-hosted rare earths that are above and proximal to defined gold mineralisation, both at the baggy green 94,000 ounce resource and at the Clarke prospect, where we've defined extensive gold mineralisation. And that mineralisation sits outside of our 211,000 ounce gold resource. Look, the work that we've done through the reanalyses of historic holes has been a low cost value add opportunity for us. And what it's done, it's defined a significant zone of rare earth mineralisation. Our footprint now is at 4 square kilometres, and it's open in multiple directions. The intersections are significant in terms of width, averaging over 15 metres, and the grades are comparable to clay-hosted rare earth projects. And we're seeing significant upside to that grade, particularly at Clarke. What were we hoping to see, and what did we anticipate from the Aircore drilling? We have executed an Aircore drilling program as a de-risking strategy for higher cost drilling that'll be planned and we anticipate to occur in the coming weeks. Aircore is very low disturbance, so it fits well with our strategy to be environmentally friendly as we operate within the Pinkwinnie Conservation Park. And it enables us to test on a number of facets for multiple commodities. So what we're trying to see in terms of gold, particularly at Clarke, is we're drilling through what we call the weathered saprolite zone. And this area, generally, the gold is very mobile and has been moved around. So whilst you can at times drill through a gold zone, the grades may not be there as the gold may have been distributed throughout the system. So what we want to see is pathfinders that are associated with that gold mineralisation being retained within the saprolite. And this area where the gold is mobilised through the saprolite is where we have our kaolin and ilmenite clays that host our rare earth mineralisation. And what has happened is the rare earths have been weathered from the basement geology, and they accumulate in the clays through redox and oxidation processes, and that's what we're reporting in terms of rare earth TREOs. And these rare earths are elevated in the magnet rare earths that are used for the permanent magnets. So what we're generating is a high value single data set that we're getting a lot of information from, and we've extended this regionally to test for the rare earths and advanced some regional gold targets and also high value IOCG targets. So touching on the gold initially, we're thrilled to be able to announce that we've intersected the shallowest mineralisation that we have observed with gold mineralisation at the project to date. We're north of previously defined mineralisation at Clarke. We've intersected 12 metres at 1.25 grams from 18 metres. which is inclusive of 6 meters at 2.29 grams. What is important with this intersection is it occurs beyond 100 meters past the previously defined intersections, and now extends our strike length beyond 500 meters at Clarke. And I think what's very notable around this zone to the north with the results that we reported today is we're seeing highly anomalous gold across significant areas in that saprolite. And to put it in context, these zones are both much more significant in terms of width and grade within the saprolite when compared to Clarke and baggy green deposits. So we see that as being very positive going forward. We're still waiting for our multi-element analyses to pick up multiple pathfinders, but we see the amount of gold being retained in the system within the saprolite as being a very positive step for positive results in our upcoming RC drilling. On to the rare earths. So some of these rare earth grades are truly exceptional. What we're starting to find at Clarke is a significant zone of high-grade rare earths that is growing in terms of our defined 4 square kilometre footprint. Some key points on the results that we've released today: 89% of those 29 holes yield significant intersections above 500 ppm TREO, and that's the 350 ppm cutoff. The weighted average intersection is over 13 meters, and the weighted average grade is over 934 TREO. So this is much higher grade than the average weighted average of the 4 square kilometre footprint. So what we're demonstrating through some of this infill drilling is grade upside, and likewise with our high value rare earths that are associated with the high strength magnets, we're seeing an increase in those grades. And additionally, this is the first time we have analysed for scandium, and what we're seeing with scandium is with those rare earths, we're seeing elevated grades that are comparable to other rare earth deposits that are clay hosted, and that has additional value add potential should we be able to further this and define a resource with scandium as well. And to put that into context, the biggest value add for us here is the complementary nature of those rare earths. So not only are they occurring proximal to the gold, but they're also above it. So it's very favourable from a mining economics perspective to reduce that overburden and strip by mining something that's valuable hosted within that overburden. Quickly touch on some of the highlight intersections in terms of the rare earths. 14 meters at 3,700, and what is excellent around some of these grades is the magnet rare earths are up to 30% of the total basket value. And it's a notable point is the grade minus cerium is over 600 ppm TREO, and that's an excellent example of the TREO having the right basket assemblage of the high value rare earths that will produce a high value product. Something that we have done on the back end of our reanalyses is we've looked at what value add potential is, and on the back end of our initial metallurgical work where we were able to prove up to 34% recoveries of the rare earths just through the simple desorption and standard leaching processes using H2SO4, and they're the most applicable processes to be economic in terms of clay-hosted rare earth recoveries. And something that we have identified through analysing our regional targets is we have a number of targets now that are not only high grade, they also have very good basket assemblages of magnet and heavy rare earths. And the chemistries associated with some of these prospects are very encouraging for a greater component of ionic style mineralisation, owing to different pH conditions and different types of clay. And we're really excited about Thompson and Anderson in particular. And we already have a number of previously drilled historic holes on these two prospects. So we're going to do a further stage of reanalyses from over 70 holes at Thompson and a further 6 holes at Anderson for a total of 750 samples. And what this will enable us to do is to demonstrate or identify whether or not these locations can be included in our maiden rare earth resource. So I touched base on earlier that the results that we've reported are only partial results. If we look at the screen, we've reported results from Clarke. We still have further results from Clarke outstanding, a further 6 holes. And then regionally, we have over 56 holes from a number of prospects, including our IOCGs. And we expect to receive these results within the next 2 weeks to 3 weeks. The lab processing times in Australia at present have been very slow, in excess of 10 weeks. And we're very eagerly awaiting some of these results. These results are going to provide us the first analyses of hard rock testing over the top of the IOCGs. They'll provide us rare earth results from a number of regional targets, including Thompson, and they will also give us follow-up drilling on Golding Cowcrete anomalies. So expect further news over the coming weeks. Additionally, a few weeks ago, we completed a loop TM survey. Those results are currently being processed and they'll be made available shortly. Initially, we plan to commence RC drilling on the 20th of August. Unfortunately, the holdups with the labs and some slight delays with our contractor has meant that we're more likely to commence RC drilling in the first week of September. That there is some benefit with that in that it will enable us to fully scrutinise results from this program and update our geological models before that drilling commences. On the back of those that RC drilling, we should receive those additional rare earth reanalyses results, and from that, it will give us a significant data set of both gold drilling and rare earth results to be able to update our current 211,000 ounce gold resource, and that'll be done through incorporating Clarke and updating some of the other resource zones from drilling done in 2020. With the maiden rare earth resource estimate, that will be based on the reanalyses and drilling from Clarke and Baggy Green and potentially Thompson as well. So we have a lot of work at play, and on the back end of this, we'll also be performing a CSMAT survey, which is a very unique closed loop magnetics geophysical survey that we hope to do over Clarke, and it will work in collaboration with the Loop TEM survey. And what we hope to get from this is a high definition process to be able to identify the structural controls on gold and potentially the controls on that act as the catalyst for the mobilization and reabsorption of rare earths within increased areas of the right sorts of clays. And all this work will enable us to, one, not only advance further exploration targets, but also culminate in a resource update that we would hope to have finished in December. So if we look at what we have previously reported in terms of our work schedule, we're on track with the exception of some slight delays with the labs and the processing of results. And once again, that drilling has been pushed back by a couple of weeks due to uncontrollable circumstances. We look forward to keeping you updated as we have results come in and as our works program progresses over the coming months. Thanks for your time, and look forward to bringing further news to you as it comes in.